Hey, I'm your host, Jen Wheeler, and this is the Healthy Her podcast. I'm a teacher, author, and foodie who went from being addicted to sugar, skipping meals, and struggling to get in control of my eating to someone who is 10 kilos down, eats all the yummy foods without restriction, and is finally in control of my hunger. I'm obsessed with helping other health-conscious women ditch the confusion and overwhelm so they can cultivate healthy eating habits and truly thrive. The Healthy Her podcast was created to give you real talk about healthy eating, as well as easy, actionable tips that fit seamlessly into your busy lifestyle. I'm not just your host. Think of me as your healthy eating hype gal, your personal cheerleader as we chat all things healthy eating, weight loss, and mindset mastery so you can become the healthiest, happiest version of you. So if you're ready to ditch the guilt, reclaim your confidence, and unlock the very best version of you, then you're in the right place. So let's get started. Hello, and welcome to the Healthy Her podcast. It is a Monday morning. I have just been to the gym. I did a lower body workout. I came home, I showered. I had a nourishing, Real Nourish pancake mix that I meal prepped on a Sunday. And honestly, I'm so ready to jump in and record this episode and share all of my knowledge and tips with you. And it just makes such a difference as to how you choose to start your day. I used to be the girl that would sleep in through my 10 different alarms. I would roll out of bed. My go-to breakfast was a bowl of Cocoa Pops and a large glass of orange juice. Totally understand now why I was so hungry all the time, but that used to be my morning routine. And, how you start your day really does matter because it just sets you up for success. And you just, like today, I just have such a good attitude and a fresh mindset and I'm ready to tackle my day. Whereas if I sleep in or I roll out of bed or, I stay in my pajamas or my activewear all day, it's just a different vibe that I bring to my day. So if you are someone that is, hasn't quite found your morning routine yet, I would definitely recommend keep pushing on with it because once you find a system that works for you, it just sets you up for success and you just start your day in the best mindset. All right, let's get stuck into today's episode. Today's episode is 5 quick and easy healthy eating shortcuts for busy women. Now, the funny thing is that I'm really lucky when it comes to my social media. Like all of my social media, my Facebook, my Instagram, my YouTube, my TikTok, all of it. I'm so lucky. I do not get if any, hate or negativity or anything like that. I'm so lucky to be surrounded by such incredible, supportive women in my community, even to the point where there will be times where I share something on my stories from one of my community members or my followers. So a problem that one of you is having, and other women will actually message me to offer that person advice and I will then share it on my social media and my stories. That's how lucky I am when it comes to the community and the followers that I have on social media. And the funny thing is that there is this one thing that I post that draws the negative people out. And it's so probably not what you think. And that's one of my reasons that I really wanted to create this episode today is because I want this to be something that is talked about more often between us gals. It has to be something that is more normalized and it's just not. So when I post something on my social media, especially on my Instagram, so if you are new here and are looking for lots of healthy meal ideas and snacks and high protein breakfasts and loads of recipes that you can try for free, head to my Instagram at The Active Bod. It's all one word and there's loads for you to try. So every week, I always have uploaded a new recipe, a meal prep idea. It might be a breakfast, it might be a low-calorie dessert, it could be a fast lunch for you to take to work. So every week, I upload a new recipe that you can try out for free at home, really quick and easy, all family-friendly, ticks all your boxes, all of those kind of things. But whenever I post about a recipe that uses a cooking hack, that is where the negative women come out. The worst one is when I post a recipe and I've used, believe it or not, jarred pasta sauce. Yes, jarred pasta sauce. Whenever I post a recipe and I've taken the shortcut and the hack of using a jarred pasta sauce, people come out in the comments. The comments are, what are you using that for? You should be making all of your meals and all of the parts of your recipes from scratch. Like you're promoting the wrong things. Like you shouldn't use any jarred pasta sauce. And it just blows my mind that, these comments are coming from other women. And that's why I just knew that I had to create this episode for you, because I want to make it okay for you to not cook every single thing that you make from scratch. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't care and it doesn't matter what you do. Of course it matters, but it's okay to use a jarred pasta sauce. There's so many in the supermarket now that when you turn them over, you can just read the ingredients list. If it's pretty much tomato, salt, and pepper and not much else, then you know that it's a pretty good one that you can add to your pasta sauce or your lasagna to make your healthy meal. But it just blows my mind that pasta sauce, and the other big one is the microwave rice packets that you can use. You put them in and they're like, you can get them in the quick or in the little pouches and you cook it for 90 seconds and it microwaves your rice really quick. Yeah, that's another one. It just draws out a lot of negativity. And it is because as women, we are caught and we are led to believe that in order to eat healthy well, we have to cook everything from scratch. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you, exposing myself here. I did fall down this trap a few years ago, and I got into the habit of, well, I have to make literally everything I eat from scratch because that's the best thing for me. So I did try and make my own pasta sauce, and I did make all of my snacks from scratch. And I did just fall down this rabbit hole. And to be honest, it was completely exhausting and tiring. And I didn't keep up with it for very long because I just found it so hard, so difficult, and so time consuming. So I want this episode to be all about giving you permission. This is your permission slip as a woman to take as many shortcuts, as many hacks, to use as many jarred pasta sauces, as many microwave rice pouches as you need to in order for you to put a healthy meal on your table. So in this episode, I'm going to be sharing with you my top 5 hacks. I want this to be a conversation that we have as women more often. Not that you see a woman on social media using a jarred pasta sauce or some microwave rice, and that for some reason that creates negativity. If you using that microwave rice is allowing you to put together a healthy, delicious, high protein, nourishing stir fry with lots of veggies that you're going to love, your kids are going to love, your husband's going to enjoy, and he's going to take leftovers the next day, then go ahead and use the microwave packet of rice. So I really want to open up this conversation and start making food hacks and shortcuts just the normal part of our everyday life. Okay, let's get stuck into some of my top 5. All right, so number 1 would be for me, like I've sort of mentioned briefly already, is using time-saving foods. Now, time-saving foods are anything that's going to cut down your cook time of something. For example, the microwave rice here in Australia, I'm pretty sure you can get it from Woolworths. The brand is called Veta Pasta, and they actually do a microwave pasta. And that can be a super quick and easy, time-saving, convenient way to put your meal together. So don't forget to use those microwave pouches and rices and things as well. This one might cause a lot of negativity, but I've actually just started using things like, there is a recipe that I just created for our Healthy Eating Hype Gal members, and it's called My Fast Fuss-Free Noodle Dish. It literally takes you about 10 minutes and it's using 2-minute noodles. But again, I'm using the 2-minute noodles. I'm not adding the sachet with all the flavorings and stuff. I'm just adding the noodles. I'm adding a heap of vegetables, lots of seasoning, some flavoring, some lean protein to make a really quick, easy, healthy family dinner for the girls to use in the Hype Gal membership. So it really does come down to how you use those time-saving foods. If you're going to use the microwave pasta and you're going to microwave the pasta and you're going to drown it in cheese and have it as mac and cheese, that's probably not something that I would suggest, because one, it's probably just going to leave you feeling hungry not long after because there's no protein in it. So it really does come down to how you actually use those time-saving foods. So again, I'll just go over them. So microwave pasta, microwave rice, 2-minute noodles. Don't be afraid to use those things and to experiment with using those things in your weeknight dinners, in your take to work lunches, because they can save you a lot of time. All right, so that's number one. Number one is your time saving foods. Please use them. That's what they're there for. They're to help busy, time poor women just like you and me that need help in the kitchen and need it to feel easier to put together healthy, fuss free meals. Let's jump in to number two, using pre cooked or pre prepared store bought protein. Some incredible meals have come out of a cooked chicken from somewhere like Red Rooster or from Woolworths or from the local supermarket. You can make some really quick, easy, healthy meals using a pre-cooked chicken. So definitely add that one to your, routine, especially on those nights during the week where you've got kids' sport, you might have had to work late, you've got lots of things going on. Stop at the shops, have that idea in your mind about what you're going to make for dinner and use the cooked chicken because it will save you so much time. And a lot of the time, just having that one thing can be the difference between you going and ordering a pizza for your family for dinner or Thai or Chinese or burgers or whatever your thing is. If you know that you can just pick up that cooked chicken, that's, like a third of your dinner that's already cooked and ready to go, and you've just got to add a few other things. Often that can be the difference between you getting a takeaway and actually having a healthy meal for dinner. So don't disregard things like cooked chicken. Another great one is marinated meats and proteins and things. Aldi, if you follow me on social media, I'm a little obsessed with Aldi at the moment. I go there a lot. I just find they do have a lot of pre-prepared like proteins and marinades and things. I just posted a recipe not that long ago on my Instagram, and it was a teriyaki beef, and it was already pre-marinated, pre-cooked. So I literally cooked the marinated beef, added my packet of microwave rice. There I go again. I'm probably going to get a lot of negativity for that. And I steamed some broccolini, and it was inhaled by my entire family. And it was honestly delicious. And it took me 10 minutes to make. Do not be afraid to use those sort of pre-marinated type meats because they are a very quick, easy way to build a meal. And you can also use them for meal prep too. They're fantastic for that as well. Okay, the next one, another one, things like stir-fry beef. They're really great because it's all been cut up for you. It's ready to go. You just have to throw it into your wok, add your veggies and your sauce mixes, and your dinner is ready to go. Are you tired of the endless struggle to eat healthy and nail your meal prep routine? Introducing the Real Nourish Do-It-Yourself Meal Prep Mixes, the ultimate solution for busy women like you. When I went on my own personal health journey, I discovered the many benefits of meal prep, and after much searching, I just couldn't find a meal prep mix that was designed especially for women. So I literally decided to create my own. Trust me, as a busy working mum, meal prep has changed my life. Our mixes are packed with protein to keep you energized and feeling full. Our mixes can be whipped up in under 10 minutes, perfect for your on-the-go lifestyle. Using our award-winning pancake tray bake mix means you can say goodbye to standing over a hot stove, flipping pancakes. Simply add water, toss in your favourite fruits, and bake. If you're ready to revolutionize your meal prep game, you can find my mixes at theactivebod.com or follow us on Instagram at realnourish_. And as a special thank you to our Healthy Her community, we have a discount code. So just enter the code, TheHealthyHer, at the checkout. So just to recap, number one, time-saving foods. Number two, using pre-cooked store-bought protein. Do not be afraid to use those things. You don't have to always cook your chicken from scratch. Another great one of those is you can get like the cooked chicken, not just the whole cooked chicken, but you can also get it for wraps and sandwiches and to add to nourish bowls and all of those kind of things. And they are another great way. Instead of rushing out the door to work with no lunch, keep a couple of packets of the pre-cooked chicken in your refrigerator, and in the morning throw together a wrap, a sandwich, chicken and pesto sandwich with lots of salad. You can also toast them. Like they're a really quick and easy lunch that you can just take to work. And again, it means that you're not leaving work to buy a takeaway or heading to the 7-Eleven and having a muffin and, an iced coffee as your lunch instead. So they're really great ways just to help you to eat healthy consistently more often. Okay, number three. This is kind of my own thing. It's kind of my own thing that the longer that I've been into like healthy eating and building my own meals and recipe development, all of those kind of things. And I sort of don't know what to call it. It's like I'm going to go with a build a meal technique. That's my technical term. So number 3 is your build a meal. So what that means is you build a meal. So one of the meal plans on my website, the Busy Gal or the BG meal plan, isn't recipes as such. It's more build a meal. And this is where something that I really found that this was a tool that helped me a lot to eat healthy more consistently, the build a meal technique. So what that means is it's where you literally take the different items that you want and you put them together. So instead of having a full recipe, you might build a meal. Another one I just posted the other day was my 3-ingredient dumpling bowls. So to build my dumpling bowls, I bought a packet of dumplings from the supermarket. I bought a couple of those microwave rice basmati pouches, and I bought a big bunch broccoli. Now, that required very, very little cooking on my part. Basically, the dumplings are done, the broccoli I just have to steam, and the rice is like par cooked. So I could just build the meal that I wanted using those 3 ingredients, and it didn't require me to cook every single thing from scratch. So for me, the build a meal technique is an absolute game changer on weeknight meals, especially, like I said, on those nights where you know that you are more busy than others, or if you've got stuff on with the kids. The build a meal technique will reduce your cooking time. It will help it become easier for you to put that meal on the table for you and your family, and you'll just feel less stressed and less overwhelmed about having to put that meal again together at night. Now, I know we talk about this a lot, but women experience decision fatigue, especially at dinner time. We experience decision fatigue because from the second that we wake up to the second that we go to bed at night, we make a million different small decisions with regards to work, our kids, our families, our partners, our friends, all of those kind of things. And so by the time dinner time comes around, we are just absolutely exhausted. And that's why we often struggle to put a healthy dinner on the table. Relying on something like a build a meal technique, now it is a bit of a skill. Like the more you do it, the more you'll find it easier. The more you'll just be out of the supermarket and you'll see something and you'll go, oh, that's pre-marinated honey and soy chicken. And oh, look, there's a vegetable bake. I could grab that and put that together with those. My kids would love that, and maybe you might add some sort of sweet potato to that as well. And you can just air fry your sweet potato. So you do get better at learning how to build that meal. So it's got your protein in it, it's got your good source of carbohydrates, and it's also got either salad or vegetables in there too. So definitely start having a play around with my build a meal technique. It will reduce that cooking time and it will reduce your decision fatigue around food at nighttime. Okay, the next one, number 4, is meal kits and microwave meals. Now, again, some people have the belief that to eat healthy well and to eat healthy at a high level, that you must not use a microwave meal or that you must not use a meal kit. And I just believe that to be absolutely not true. The meal kits are fantastic. They can be a great way. If you get a meal kit and there is a dish that may be higher in calories, higher in fat, and you're trying to eat lower calories and higher protein, and you're really trying to watch your calorie intake and what you're eating, be okay with adjusting the meal kit. That's the thing. Yes, you can follow the recipe, but let's say it's a creamy chicken carbonara pasta. You can have less pasta on your bowl. You can increase the chicken that's in your bowl. You can also stir through some wilted spinach or some broccoli or to add in more vegetables. Don't get stuck in the fact that, oh, it's a meal kit and I can't make any changes. Use the meal kit, feed your family, and then adjust it just to suit your needs and your requirements. It's also another really, really easy way to eat healthy more consistently. The other part of that one is microwave meals. I can honestly tell you, these have come such a long way. To be honest, I tried a lot and they used to be not the best, not that tasty. But now there is so many out there that are seriously delicious. And like I could honestly say, some of the pastas, I would say, especially like the tortellinis and things like that, I personally like. I really quite like the U Foods meals. They do a creamy tortellini and honestly, I couldn't tell the difference between my lower calorie tortellini compared to something that I'd order at a restaurant. They are that good. So definitely don't be afraid to always keep a stash of microwave meals in your freezer because they are great. They are great on that morning, and you're like, oh, I didn't get a chance to meal prep my lunch. What am I going to take for work? Grab one out of the freezer and take it to work with you. I've also used them on, say, a Friday night. It's Friday night, everyone's tired. I can't be bothered cooking. We've all had enough. Everyone just needs to chill out for the night. Grab a microwave meal. Again, my kids are quite happy to eat those kind of things because, you just buy the ones that they like. They always like this, spaghetti bolognese, like the carbonaras, all of those kind of things. So always, again, have those things on standby, and it's totally okay to take that as a shortcut or a hack whenever you need to. Okay, number 5. It's kind of got 2 little parts to it, too, I guess. So number 5 is be okay with using breakfast foods for dinner. I don't know about you, but the amount of times I have gone, I'm not cooking, I can't be bothered cooking, and I've had scrambled eggs and some spinach on some whole grain toast for my dinner. Totally fine. Loved it, enjoyed it, tasted amazing. So, another one we've also done is I've made up a big batch of protein pancakes, and me and the kids and my husband have had protein pancakes for our dinner because we weren't that hungry. We just wanted something light. So, breakfast foods can actually make a really great, easy, quick, fast, time poor, busy gal dinner. So don't be afraid to use breakfast foods for dinner. Like, it's totally okay. Same, baked beans is another one, baked beans on toast. The eggs, you've got your protein, you've got your healthy fats. Again, totally okay to use those kind of meals when you need to. The other one too, now, everyone's probably got a different name for this from what their mum used to call this. My mum used to call it the plate. So you're probably going, well, what does that mean? So here in Australia, if your mum was a bit tired for cooking, or, she didn't quite have enough things in the pantry or in the refrigerator, we would have the plate dinner. And so, you might have some cooked chicken on it. There might be some cut up orange. You might have some cheese. You might have some carrot sticks, some strawberries, a little bit of yogurt. So the plate would kind of be a little bit of everything and what was left over in the fridge. So I'd love to know, because I know that different families and different people called the plate something different. So yeah, let me know. Send me a message on Instagram as to what your mum used to call the plate dinner, because again, that's another great one. If you don't want to cook, the kids can get involved in this, and you can actually build quite a healthy meal just using bits and pieces that you have available to you in your fridge and pantry. So that's another great one, especially on those nights if you haven't done the food shop and you haven't got yourself organized yet. Welcome to the plate. Get your lean protein, add your vegetables, add some fruit, some healthy nuts. The kids love it, and it's a change of routine. It's something different for them. They get a say in it. So definitely don't be afraid to call on using the plate when you need to. Okay, so let's recap as to what we have just talked about in today's episode. So number 1, use your time-saving food. So that's your microwave pasta, your rice, your 2-minute noodles, all of those kind of things that are going to save your cook time. Or I did forget to mention too, air fryer. If you do not have an air fryer, run, don't walk and buy one. They will significantly reduce the amount of time that you spend cooking. Now, if you don't have an air fryer, I know you're listening to this right now and you're thinking, what do I want an air fryer for? It's just going to be another thing that sits on my kitchen bench. Same. I was the same. I had exactly the same view of an air fryer until I bought one, and it changed my life. Me and my girlfriends, I'm laughing because me and my girlfriends actually went out for dinner a little while ago. And there was a group of 4 of us, and 2 of us have air fryers and 2 of us don't have air fryers. And just the conversations that we were having, me and my girlfriend, that were trying to convince my other 2 friends that they need to buy an air fryer. And they're like, what is this, an advertisement? Because it's that good. It just saves you so much time, and you don't have to stand there preheating your oven, waiting 20 minutes for your oven to cook. You can literally throw in your protein, your salmon, your whatever you want to cook, chuck it in your air fryer, and it's literally done in minutes. So if you are wanting to spend less time cooking and to save you time, I would definitely recommend grabbing yourself an air fryer. And again, now they're super cheap. They're not an expensive kitchen item, but they are definitely one Like now I look back and I think, how did I not live without my air fryer? Because it is such a time-saving food and a time-saving device to have in your kitchen. All right, number 2, using those pre-cooked and store-bought proteins. You cook chicken, you marinated chicken, you stir-fry beef. Use those things. That's why they are there in the supermarket, to save you time in the kitchen. Number 3, my very fancy named technique, the build a meal technique. So that's where you take different things that are already sort of almost pre-prepared and you just have to cook them to build a meal, rather than actually following a recipe and cooking everything from scratch. The next one is utilize and use meal kits and microwave meals. Again, don't have a problem with using them. Make sure you keep a couple in your freezer. A lot of people, when I share that on my social media and talk about how you can actually freeze the fresh meals, that you can buy, like the single serve ones like U-Foods and things like that, you can freeze them. When they get delivered, you can just freeze them and then take them out and defrost them and eat them whenever you need to use them. And the last one was number 5, be okay with using breakfast meals for dinner. They are a great one to have on standby and one that you should never feel guilty about using. Or also, like we mentioned, the famous plate, as my mum used to call it. So, putting those bits and pieces that you have left over from your fridge or your pantry and putting them together on a plate to put together a healthy meal. That's a really great one for the warmer months as well, because often when it's warm, especially here in summer in Australia, you just feel like something light. So the plate is a really great one just to throw together. I hope that this episode has been full of really practical tips and time-saving, healthy eating shortcuts that you can use. These things, for whatever reason, in society have become demonized. It, for some reason, became a bad thing to take a shortcut and use a jarred pasta sauce. Again, like I mentioned, you always turn over your packets, look over on the back. There's 27,000 different ingredients and preservatives, and that's not something that you want to buy. If you're ever not sure, turn your jar of pasta sauce over and have a look. If the ingredients are pretty basic and you know the name of all of the ingredients, then it's definitely okay to start incorporating that into your healthy eating meal plan. So I just want to have this conversation more. I want it to be more normalized that to eat healthy well, you don't have to eat healthy perfectly. You don't. And I really want you to leave this episode today with this being your permission slip to take whatever hacks and shortcuts and time-saving meal ideas that you need to in order to not only lose weight, if that's your goal, to eat healthy consistently, but to also help create healthy eating habits for your children so they can see and they can learn how to put a quick, easy, healthy meal together. And so that they can see that it doesn't need to take them hours. So that when you're out of the supermarket, you're listening to me in your head and you're thinking, no, it's okay. I don't have to cook everything from scratch. I'm going to build my meal. I'm going to take a shortcut. I'm going to take a hack because I'm tired and I just need to put a healthy meal together fast. As always, I hope you really enjoyed today's episode. If you are not already and you are looking for high protein meal plan ideas, if you are looking for low calorie desserts, like there is loads and loads and loads of things on my Instagram page that you can try straight away. All the recipes are there, the calories, the macros, the serves, it is all there for you. You can also head to my website and download the Healthy Eating and Weight Loss Essentials Kit. That's got lots more recipes and things that you can try in there. That is available now. It is free. I hope you found this episode really helpful. And if you do love it, don't forget to screenshot and share it to your social media. Or as always, leave a 5-star review because I'm always so grateful for your support. And I will see you in our next episode. Thank you so much for tuning in to another empowering episode of the Healthy Her podcast. If you enjoyed today's chat and found it helpful, hitting that follow or subscribe button would be amazing because your support means the world to me. Come connect with me on Instagram @theactivebod for your daily dose of inspiration and for loads of new easy meal ideas. Take care and keep thriving. See you next week.